And we are the founders of Love and Happiness. We are excited. This is something you absolutely want to be a part of. It is our first small group couples retreat, and this one is for Valentine's Day.
We promised you, and here it is.
Yes, and the theme is Let's Stay Together. 4 days, 3 nights in a gorgeous villa mansion with us, having a wonderful time of fellowship. But listen, only 10 couples per day.
Yes, and we have 2 dates. The first session is Friday, February the 11th through the 14th February. You check out. And then later that evening, we have 10 new couples coming in. It's going to be an amazing time.
It really is.
Yes.
And we want you to use this as an opportunity to do something different for Valentine's Day.
That's right.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of food, fellowship, and fun. You get to meet interesting couples, create new relationships, and just enjoy the synergy of love in the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's a perfect holiday gift. When you think about why you should come,
I'll tell you why you should come. Ladies, we're going to have a breakout session called Ladies and Lemonade by the pool and the jacuzzi. And we're just going to talk real talk, women stuff, things we go through, and just share a sisterhood. That's why you should come.
And of course, we'll have a breakout session for men.
Okay.
We'll have workshops with proven tools to just strengthen communication and just take that intimacy to a deeper level. And we're so excited that you get to spend this time just with us for 4 days and 3 nights. It'll be a great time to fellowship, reconnect, and have fun.
And we want to meet you. We want to meet you. We want to connect with you, get to know who you are, and for you to get to know who we are, and just connect with other like-minded couples who are about something, and just to have a great time.
Yeah, and speaking of a great time, we want you to see what a few other people who've come to our retreats have had to say.
Our assessment of the Love and Happiness seminar, I thought was wonderful. I thought that the program itself was just, to be honest, it changed me in terms of how I communicated to my husband.
It was comforting to see other people there that also wanted to communicate better and have better strategies to get along.
It's really important to invest in marriage, and this was a huge investment, and we're glad that we made it.
Whether you've been married 1 year or 50 years.
Great tool.
I felt like it was fair.
It definitely helps with the communication.
It's really a no-brainer.
Like, he literally, I felt like I was on a operating table and he sliced our marriage open. And I'm like, man, does he know us? Like,
so affordable.
Honestly, man, he put it. What he said was complete 100% true.
It has helped us to see things through a different lens.
Even if you're not concerned, you just want some great tools, do it as soon as possible.
Yes, things have gotten better.
I would not hesitate. Make your life just one step better.
You've heard what people had to say. Now come on out and say it for yourself. Come and have a great time with us. And we have a red and white. That's why we're wearing red and white. Sweethearts dance and dinner. That's going to be amazing. That's going to cap it all off. So you're going to want to be there. Only 10 couples per date. Will be able to come. You get so much, you don't want to miss it.
Beautiful atmosphere. Did we mention it was a villa mansion? It is beautiful. Yes.
Amenities,
bring you some
all included.
Right.
Fellowship. It's a wonderful gift, a wonderful way to celebrate. The info is right here, so take a look at everything. And remember, let's stay together. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Happy Saturday.
Yes, indeed.
Happy Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I know we did.
We really did.
We did.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Absolutely too much. If you're like us.
Family out of town and just had a great time fellowshipping and just loving every minute of it. So now we're tired.
Right. For sure. But we do have some great stuff to talk about today. That's going to be pretty cool as you gear up for the next phase of holiday. Before we do, we certainly would love if you just take a second and do us a favor. Sharing is caring. Care about somebody else's relationship. Care about how somebody might just need the right piece of information at the right time for their now to be blessed and to enjoy things. So share. And I'll give it to, like and follow.
Hearts. going. So
yeah. So my wife will kick us off.
So today we're going to talk about how to have holiday happiness, not holiday hurt.
Right.
Again, how to have holiday happiness and not holiday hurt.
It's a lot of holiday hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, because the thing is, I think holidays can be a tremendous time of inspiration for some, and it can be a tremendous time of pain for others because it accentuates and highlights what's not right.
Right.
So if things are, or what you don't have, from money to love, from all of it, it just brings it into like a really bright, high definition view where you just like, man, it's like, oh, everybody's happy but us, or all other people are spending money we don't have, or whatever that is. Holidays can really become challenging. So that stress therefore causes the two people in the relationship to get friction and frustrated, that whether you got money but you don't have communication, or whether you have just unresolved issues, all of that stuff just robs. It really does. It does. Yeah. So we're going to talk about some tools and some tips that you can use to make sure you do have holiday happiness instead of holiday hurt. That's what this is about. So I'll let you kind of get us rocking.
Okay. What you absolutely want to do to keep out the holiday, keep out of your holiday for happiness. Okay. The things you don't want to
you don't want your holiday stocking stuffed with all kinds of craziness. Yeah, exactly. So first thing we're gonna you really don't have to. The thing that we're gonna talk about first is unresolved issues, because that will absolutely make life tough,
especially if you're a passive aggressive person. I think
speak on that, man.
Okay.
As a passive aggressive person,
sometimes you won't say anything and you let that fester in your heart and in your mind, and you hold it in because you're not confrontational and you don't want to address the issue. You don't want to mention the pink outfit in the room and everyone sees it, and then you just wait until that one moment and you just explode. And another person's like, wait, where did this come from? And so I think when you don't have those unresolved issues addressed, it could just. So
let's pause as an opportunity to help those of us who interact with passive aggressive, and at times that is challenging because it's not usually in what they're saying. You have to look past, and typically as humans we will react to what's in front of us. So a passive aggressive may not be saying I have a problem from 4 weeks ago, but their body language or their behavior is just kind of spreading the wrong cheer.
Or you think it's that they're talking about today and they're really talking about 4 weeks ago.
Right. and because they never resolved it, they never let it go.
Nope. And they know the color shoes you were wearing when they were talking about what you had on, blah, blah, blah. Was it raining outside when the argument started or whatever, the disagreement? So
they, this is real relationship talk. And that's always been an interesting enigma to me as somebody who just studies people is why put yourself in bondage when you can just simply find a healthy way to say it and be free, instead of dragging the corpse of the communication unresolved into 6 other seasons. Help us.
Yeah, I think most people who have that type of passive aggressive personality, I think a part of them feels like that the issue is not going to be resolved, or they're not going to be hurt, or they're trying to keep peace because they're part of their Enneagram. Maybe it's number 9, the peacemaker, and they feel like, okay, this is not going to get resolved. Let's just have peace, kumbaya. And so they don't want to address it because it'll turn that mole into a mountain. And that's what I think. Hey, audience, what do you think about that personality?
Yeah, and we think that personality needs to speak up. That's what we think.
I'm
think
trying to read the comments.
The personality should speak up. Truly. All right. So we're looking at the things you really want to keep out of the relationship.
Definitely unresolved issues, right?
Unresolved issues. You probably, if you have not resolved them, I suggest you put a pin in them, where you can literally just, how if somebody comes over, you can or when the phone rings, you can be yelling. Then you pick up all nice. Hello. Yeah. Put a pin in it for the holidays, for your own sake.
And for your children.
Yeah. And but more importantly for you, you got to live. You know, you may have adult children that's not home. All I'm saying is you got to live, and you need to breathe. And this becomes a respite from that.
And also you shouldn't, whatever that situation is, that unresolved issue, it shouldn't be put above your love.
Yeah.
It
That's
shouldn't
a great
the
point.
foundation of your love.
Right.
It shouldn't be put above, because that's more higher.
Right.
You didn't take out the trash, or you didn't. That's something ridiculous. Whatever you didn't cook, you burnt my whatever pancakes.
Yeah.
Whatever the issue is,
Yeah.
you shouldn't put that above the whole institution of the foundation of your relationship, your love, your fellowship. This just is not necessary. It's like, come on, learn how to hold and fold. Right?
Yeah, it's like be about the bigger cause. Be about the bigger cause.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Another thing that could absolutely kind of keep you from having happiness during the holidays is if you are feeling like you're already being taken for granted because you'll feel like, why should I give anything when you don't appreciate it?
And that could just be a feeling for some people. Feelings don't mean reality. So in that person's mind, they can have a whole other conversation.
No. But let's state it for a second. Let's say it's true.
Okay.
Let's assume that someone is being taken for granted which will create the frustration of why should I give anymore? Because all I do is give.
Okay.
In the season of giving, that could be real frustrating. So talk about it.
Well, I just think that, you know, if you're feeling like you're being taken for granted, you have to be your own advocate. You cannot allow someone to, you know, be someone's doormat. So you have to learn to speak up for yourself and say, listen, I feel like bam, bam, bam. I don't like the direction this conversation is going. I don't like the direction this relationship is going. This is what I feel. And use your big girl words, use your big boy words. And just say, this is the situation. Because all you're gonna do is really just cause duress and unnecessary stress on your own health, you know. And
so what if they're being taken for granted for is the issue that causes them to just have shut down, right? They're in a place where they're like, I gave all I could give. You know, I don't know if anybody ever been in that space, but it's a frustrating place to feel I've given all I can give. And this, you know, and now, you know, and now I'm supposed to fake it when I done gave all I got, right? So what I'm thinking is the way that you keep the season from just, you know, totally just like frustrating your situation is to really just kind of take a step back and realize that if you are feeling taken for granted for, again, you've already been feeling this for a minute. You know, you've got facts. You know, you can say, I remember I did this, you took it for granted. I did this, and you didn't appreciate it. What you probably, instead of like, I don't want to say coming with evil for good, what you want to do is be a little more neutral, I think, in the communication, where you don't have to make it like resentment. Like, no, I'm not giving it. I'm not paying a lot for this muffler. I'm not going any further. You could just kind of relax a little bit to be more like, okay, listen, this holiday season, little communication is all I'm getting at. Is to say, listen, this holiday season, you know, let's kind of make each other feel appreciated a little more. You know, put a positive spin on it, to say, frame it positively, to say, hey, you know what? Why not? Let's work on ways we can make the other person feel appreciated, instead of, you don't make me feel appreciated, so, because that's just going to create division.
Right.
But since you're the one who needs to feel more of it, ask your mate, hey, can we just work on some things to make each other feel appreciated? What do you think?
I think so. I also think sometimes that we put ourselves in a situation where we are being taken for granted. Because in the beginning of the relationship, we may have wanted to just put our best foot forward. We're willing to do this, and then through the seasons and circumstances that, you know, arose, now it's like, well, I don't want to do this. But then your spouse has an expectation of what you've already, the tone you set. For example, it's been 22 years. I expect my door to be open when I get in the car. And it's like, I don't take you for granted, but it's like the other day, I'm going to shout him out. No, we did have company from out of town. Hi, Drina. Drina. Anyway, our big sister.
You stayed in our house, but we forgot your name. Like, hi, stranger.
Wait. Okay. That's my big sister. She know I love her. And so she has a bad knee. So she was getting on the side of the car with my husband.
Telling all business.
I sure am. He opened her door, and I'm like, she's 60 years old. She almost on a crutch.
Wait. This is so funny. This is so funny.
Open my door.
That's like she's actually tripping. Imagine if somebody comes in a wheelchair and she's waiting for me to open the door and it's raining and I go to help the person with the wheelchair get out of the rain fast. She stands there. How dare you help that lame person? It's like, are we really doing that?
We're both exaggerating. She wasn't in the wheelchair.
I'm only making the point of like.
I talked to you yesterday, so don't trip. Wait. So anyway.
In other words, the old feeble, the lame, the blind, work it out, walk in traffic. Let me get the door for my wife.
Sir, the expectation.
Yes, ma'am.
The expectation is you've opened my door. I could be sitting in the car, he'll come open it, or I could be getting ready to get in the car, he'll come open it. Like, okay, for 22 plus years, he has gotten me accustomed to open my door. Unless he said, "Oh, my hands are full."
And you would think that she would give me grace for the infraction of one to say, if he didn't, he's helping someone else.
I get to my point. My point is,
did we talk about?
I hope you don't think
things that are.
I don't take him for granted. I don't know if you're taking for granted. Okay. I don't want him to think I take him for granted. This is the first I'm
hearing about it since that day.
I corrected you. I don't want him to think. No, you did it before.
So wait, correction. Wait. In other words, let the lame work it out. Let the sick say I'm healed.
I'm gonna tell him. We went to lunch with these past.
Could you just please? Could we get through? We don't have like 10 more minutes.
My point is.
What is your point? Your point is selfish people don't care.
I don't take it for granted, but you got me accustomed to doing certain things.
All right, let's just hit this last one so we can talk about some positive things about some elements that they deal with, because this is interesting right now. But let's talk about unmet needs.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what your mate? Yeah.
I need my door open.
It's obvious what somebody's needed at all costs. Oh, Lord.
I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Lord. Okay, so the unmet needs are a frustrating pivot point in relationships as well, because if it's still open, like a wound that's still open, the need that's still unmet, it does become. I can fix this right there a little bit. Okay. It does become really frustrating for the person whose need is unmet to try to be into the holidays, because they're literally like suffocating from not getting their emotional oxygen. So when it comes to the unmet needs, it would be really important for you to know what you really need from your mate instead of what you think you want from your mate, because a lot of times people are focusing on their wants instead of their needs. And in some cases, our wants become our needs, but there are some things that you absolutely need that you should focus on, and the things that you want should not just undermine the whole relationship.
Right.
It really shouldn't. And if you have unmet needs, you have to therefore ask yourself, is it truly unspoken expectations and needs? And then you'll say, no, I do say it. But have you said it so they can hear it?
Right.
We had an interesting conversation yesterday with someone that when I came in as the third person and my wife had spoken with the person in this one, then as soon as the conversation started, I could tell that she was talking about this kind of cup and the other person was talking about a small plastic paper cup. And it was clear, but they're using the same words, but they weren't saying the same thing by a huge margin. And I realized that a lot of times people with unmet needs have said it, but they didn't say it so it could be received. And their frustration is, I'm telling you what I need. You're supposed to love me, and you're not willing to meet my need. And that becomes a painful thing when you really may have to come back and realize maybe I'm not communicating this. So So you'll hear me talk about framing things and phrasing things. Frame it different, put it in a different box where you can literally just say, I want to ask a question. When it comes to both of us, I understand we both have needs. For just 30 seconds, I just want to talk about mine. Do you have a problem with this need that I have? I have a need for us to communicate. I have a need for us not to fight as much. I have a need. I need us to not fight over everything. Do you have a problem theoretically with the need not to fight over everything? And if the person is like, no, I need to fight about everything, you're probably going to have to, start the new year off a little different by yourself. But if you're willing to say, this is what I need, and they say, you know what? Yeah, no, I need the same thing. I need some peace. And you realize you got some common ground. Focus on the common ground that you both want peace. You just haven't been saying it in a way to create it.
But can I take it a step further, maybe? Because some people, the whole unmet needs. What am I doing today? Unmet needs.
Right.
A lot of people don't do self-diagnosis to know what they need. They just feel like something's going on. They just feel a little empty, but they can't yet identify what is lacking in their relationship.
Right.
What do you think about that? Because some people don't even know how to communicate. Hey, I need you to love on me a certain way. I need you to text me 3 times. Some people don't know how to communicate what their needs are because they have not tapped into what. And that's why
I just led with framing it, working backwards from knowing what you need and then communicating. I think what you're also concerned about is the reality is that some people really get married to their hurt.
Oh my God!
And they don't want to divorce themselves from the pain. It's like once they get married, they marry their pain in a personal ceremony of vows. I never will get over this. I can't believe you did this. I refuse to. And they literally are having their own private ceremony of marrying their hurt and their anger and their resentment, where they got their own little private music playing in the back, and it's just them marrying their pain. And then they keep saying, you know what, till death do us part. I'm not going to forgive you for the rest of your life, basically. And if the person is married to their pain, they'll cheat themselves of any real way to speak about what can change anything. You have to divorce yourself from a lifetime of misery to give yourself a shot at a moment or a season of healing and happiness. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yes, it does.
Yeah, because I think people spend more time regretting than putting in the work to resolve it. They just won't put in the work. They have so many regrets that they shackle and tie themselves to, and they don't put in the work. And that's where, whether it's working with a professional like myself in counseling, or whether it's working with a different professional, the key is to work with someone else, because if you can fix it, you would have fixed it by now.
Right.
And the reality is sometimes that third party makes the difference in making you both allow your value to be heard, and if they are, like myself, going to give you actual tools and ways you can bridge those gaps, they'll help you recover from that, where you can restore, happiness in the holidays. You know what I mean? So, and that's another reason why you really need to come, if you're in a relationship, to get a breath of fresh air around some healthy and happy couples, to fellowship and see just how much joy you can have with our couples retreat. Put it on the screen here. And, there's still some spaces left. Don't get locked out. Come on in. It's awesome because the fellowship, I think the relationship is, and again, for some of you, the tools you'll get is probably going to be what you'll be like, man, this is great. We've just saved ourselves from years of more frustration. But for people like us, we're looking forward to creating, just great relationships. Right. Some new friends, some new couples. So as we're doing things, as we keep it going and as it grows into real relationship, not people who just want to try to take advantage of, well, instead of booking a session, I'll just call. I had somebody do that yesterday. It was like, I'm just calling for advice. Okay. Advice is something in the session you can get or you can get right here on our live. You can actually ask questions here all day, all day, even on the back end, and we'll answer them. You know what I mean? But I just think the relationships are going to be really, really awesome. So, you know, we really, really pray that you are able to be there, and more importantly, to use these things we discuss during the holiday season so that you can really have some cheer in this season. So with that in mind, we think we've covered everything. Hopefully you did decide to share it, and we're going to just share the video about the couples retreat with you. We'll see you next Saturday, and you take care. I'm Dr. Vandy.
And I'm Dr. Barbara.
And we are the founders of Love and Happiness. We are excited. This is something you absolutely want to be a part of. It is our first small group couples retreat, and this one is for Valentine's Day.
We promised you, and here it is.
Yes, and the theme is Let's Stay Together. 4 days, 3 nights in a gorgeous villa mansion with us, having a wonderful time of fellowship. But listen, only 10 couples per day.
Yes, and we have 2 dates. The first session is Friday, February the 11th through the 14th February. You check out. And then later that evening, we have 10 new couples coming in. It's going to be an amazing time.
It really is.
Yes.
And we want you to use this as an opportunity to do something different for Valentine's Day.
That's right.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of food, fellowship, and fun. You'll get to meet interesting couples, create new relationships, and just enjoy the synergy of love in the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's a perfect holiday gift. When you think about why you should come,
I'll tell you why you should come. Ladies, we're going to have a breakout session called Ladies and Lemonade by the pool and the jacuzzi. And we're just going to talk real talk, women stuff, things we go through, and just share a sisterhood. That's why you should come.
And of course, we'll have a breakout session for men. We'll have workshops with proven tools to just strengthen communication and just take that intimacy to a deeper level. And we're so excited that you get to spend this time just with us for 4 days and 3 nights. It'll be a great time to fellowship, reconnect, and have fun.
And we want to meet you. We want to meet you. We want to connect with you, get to know who you are, and for you to get to know who we are, and just connect with other like-minded couples who are about something, and just to have a great time.
Yeah, and speaking of a great time, we want you to see what a few other people who've come to our retreats have had to say.
Our assessment of the Love and Happiness seminar, I thought was wonderful. I thought that the program itself was just, to be honest, it changed me in terms of how I communicated to my husband.
It was comforting to see other people there that also wanted to communicate better and have better strategies to get along.
It's really important to invest in marriage, and this was a huge investment, and we're glad that we made it.
Whether you've been married 1 year or 50 years.
Great tools.
I felt like it was fair.
It definitely helps with the communication.
It's really a no-brainer.
Like, he literally, I felt like I was on a operating table and he sliced our marriage open. And I'm like, man, does he know us? Like,
so affordable.
Honestly, man, he put it. What he said was complete 100% true.
It has helped us to see things through a different lens.
Even if you're not concerned, you just want some great tools, do it as soon as possible.
Yes, things have gotten better.
I would not hesitate. Make your life just one step better.
You've heard what people had to say. Now come on out and say it for yourself. Come and have a great time with us. And we have a red and white. That's why we're wearing red and white. Sweethearts dance and dinner. That's going to be amazing. That's going to cap it all off. So you're going to want to be there. Only 10 couples per date will be able to come. You get so much, you don't want to miss it.
It's a beautiful atmosphere. Did we mention it was a villa mansion? It is beautiful. Yes.
Amenities,
bring you some
all included.
Right.
Fellowship. It's a wonderful gift, a wonderful way to celebrate. The info is right here, so take a look at everything. And remember, let's stay
together.